We're on the road with Mickey, we're gonna have some fun. Regardless of the rain or sun, our trip has just begun. So buckle up, let's go, we're about to start the show. And maybe if you like us, you'll see where else we'll go. Hi everybody, I'm Sophie, he's Mike, and she's Brenda, and welcome to On the Road with Mickey. If you're returning for another adventure with us, welcome back. We are so glad you have returned safely, and if this is your first episode with us and you're new here, welcome. It's so nice to meet you, and I'm going to show you the reins today. First up, we have our Cheddar from the Big Cheese, which is basically our Disney news snippets. And then after that, we have our feature topic, which is what we talk about for most of the episode. And then after that, we have our This Day in Disney History, brought to you by me. And after that is our game of Who's Who, and that is brought to you by Mike, my dad. Oh, fair warning, I'm almost never wrong when it comes to this game. I almost always win it. And then after that, Brenda will be giving us a quote from the big man himself, Walt Disney, and it's just going to be amazing. So buckle up, keep your hands, arms, feet, and legs inside the car at all times. Make sure you're safe, fasten your seatbelts, all that good stuff. And we will see you on the road. It's time to get going. Let's go!
Hey everyone, I'm Mike, and she's Sophie.
And she's Brenda, and this is Grogu.
Hey everyone!
And we're on the road with Mickey. This is season 2, episode 15 for April 12th, 2021. And today we're talking about our Walt Disney World recap trip. We did a trip over Easter, and we're going to go into some of the details that we encountered while we were there April 1st through the 5th. So I hope everyone enjoys it, and especially with everything going on regarding COVID, it'd be really cool to kind of give you an update on how things are in the parks and what we had to go through and stuff like that. So we hope you guys enjoy it. But as always, before we get started on that, we want to talk about some cheddar from the Big Cheese. And we've got a few things. One of the biggest things is that Mears announced that they are going to be offering a replacement to Disney's Magical Express, and it will be starting in January. They're calling it Mears Connect, and it will be available to schedule reservations starting this May for your January arrivals and beyond. Right now, we don't have any information on pricing. There's a whole lot of speculation about what it'll cost and things like that. But it's kind of, it's going to be like Magical Express to a degree because it'll take you from the airport straight to your resort and so forth. It probably won't have any of the normal Magical Express touches like the videos playing and seeing all the intellectual property with Mickey and so forth being in the videos and all that. But for what it's meant to do, getting you from point A to point B and back to point A, it should do what we expect it to do. So.
Yep. That'll be for trips in 2022. Now, if you have a trip planned already for the cusp, for you're arriving still in 2021 and then you're leaving after January 1st, 2022, Magical Express will still get you back to the airport. Yeah. So that will still be free, even though this, I'm sure, will be some charge. Whatever it's gonna be.
Yeah, I would think there would be a charge, and you're absolutely right, Brenda. If you arrive prior to December 31 or prior to January 1, 2022, then you're good, because I have clients coming in on December 30th.
Yeah.
And they'll be able to do Magical Express to and back to the airport. So.
That's great news, though. I'm glad they've figured that out. So now we can just wait for further details, and that's great.
Yeah, I'm very glad about that too. And on April 8th, Expedition Everest at Animal Kingdom has celebrated its 15th anniversary. It is 15 years old.
Whoop,
I know.
whoop.
And hat tip to mommy who saw that and reported it to me
Yay.
because I did not realize.
Go, Cindy.
Right.
Bad travel agent. Bad travel agent.
Yeah. Oh, you're not bad.
Oh my goodness. Well, Avengers Campus, one of us may be ultra excited about it,
I don't
is
know who.
opening in Disneyland on June 4th, 2021. Yay! It's going to be awesome, and I have to make a trip to California to see it. Yay! So
I
excited.
wonder that actually leads to a great follow-up question I have, Brenda.
Oh, what is that?
When do you think Disneyland and California Adventure will be open for non-California residents?
Oh my gosh. I would like to think maybe June 1st. I think
you think?
I'm
Do you think it'll be that
probably
quick?
pretty optimistic, but you know, I don't
Right
know.
now, it's just throwing spaghetti on the wall, see if it sticks.
I
Right?
know. Yep. Yep. Your
Yeah.
guess is as good as mine, but Avengers
Oh,
Camp is going to be awesome. And I mean, they may do it just for California residents and then open to everyone else July 4th. Who knows? But I'm thinking June 1st, maybe.
Mm.
okay. Let's see. Let's see if that works.
Yep.
I, June 4th. I don't remember what day of the week that is, but June 4th was chosen deliberately, and I just don't see them opening it if it's only for what they figure will be just California residents.
Yeah.
I don't know though.
I don't know. It's the
It
day after my birthday, so I think it's a birthday gift for me.
is a birthday gift, and you know what? I heard Disney is going to send you out there,
Oh, yay.
and all you have to do is like I don't know, make a fake
Pay for
ID or
yourself.
something and says that I live in California. I don't know.
Oh my goodness. Where's the disclaimer?
Yeah. Note to self: there is no real trip that they're planning for Brenda that I know of. Anyway, they haven't told me because they know I like to talk, and it would be new. It would be out there.
Well, don't worry, they haven't told me either, and I'm an excellent secret keeper, so
I bet you.
unfortunately, I
I bet
think
you Grogu knows though.
I
He does.
bet he does, and he's keeping his lips sealed. Look at him. He's stoic.
All right. Well, last bit of cheddar. We learned that on April 8th, Disney revised its mask policy. So if you regarding photos. So if you are going to get a photo of something, maybe the castle or whatever, you are now allowed to remove your mask
Beautiful.
for the picture as long as you're still socially distant. And then once you've taken the picture, you put your mask back on. You don't interact with people that's not in your party and so forth. You just take it off for the quick time that it takes to take photos and then put it back on. And I'm not surprised because, and that's kind of a lead into the topic, which is our Walt Disney World recap. Because one of the things that I noticed, and I don't know if my mom or Cindy or Sophie noticed, but it seemed to me like there were more it was a more relaxed feel towards people's mask usage. Not that they weren't wearing them, because everyone was wearing them, but one of the things that I specifically noticed was the amount of people that would be walking in a line and taking a drink while they're walking, and then putting the mask back up and all that. And Disney, in like November, it seemed like they were really vigilant about you don't do that. But
Yes, they were.
this time it wasn't nearly as
Mm,
stringent a restriction. They still had a lot of the announcements about wearing your mask
yeah.
and keeping it on and not walking and eating, but the cast members weren't as vigilant about enforcing it directly with guests. So
mm. That's surprising.
That's what I felt like anyway. So from that regard, it doesn't surprise me that they have changed the rule and said that you can take your mask off for a photo. It doesn't.
As long as you're stationary. It says as long as you're stationary, but
Yeah.
I'm surprised that they're allowing people to walk and remove it and so forth, but I don't know.
Yeah. Yeah.
Interesting. Very interesting. Did you notice that, Sophie, when you were there too?
I mean, guilty as charged. I may or may not have done that myself, like taken a quick swig of water in the line. But other than that, I have noticed it. I just thought that maybe we were all especially good at, like, not getting caught.
Yeah, and from a perspective, let me give a demonstration. So I got my mask on. It was more about lowering it to drink and then putting it back up, kind of thing.
Mm-hmm, right.
It wasn't like they were taking the mask completely off and like had no mask on at all. We actually did have a situation where my mom had taken her mask off because we were sitting down, and then when we got up and started walking, she had forgotten to put it back up, and they asked her to put her mask up, and she realized she had forgotten, and so
Yeah, it's easy to forget. Yeah.
so
Yeah.
Well, and I'm wondering too, do you think it has anything to do with the fact that the heat is getting worse? Like the warmer it gets and people need to stay hydrated, do you think they're going to be a little more lenient with that? I mean, I know it's just speculation, but
yeah. Maybe I'm not 100% certain, to be honest. Um, it To me, the temperatures felt it was odd temperatures. Magic Kingdom was probably the warmest day, which was on Easter. Friday and Saturday. Saturday wasn't bad. Friday at Epcot was
Was
very windy, and it was jeans and
oh
a
wow.
shirt and even a
Awesome.
jacket at times.
Awesome
Um,
weather, yeah.
as far as the weather went. So,
yeah, it
um,
was cold, and I had forgotten to bring a jacket, and so I was there in short sleeves. And as the day got later, it got colder. And at one point, as we were leaving the parks, I was so cold that my arms were going numb. It was that cold there.
Oh, so that's probably not affecting it then.
no.
Yeah,
Hmm.
But Easter Sunday was really. I felt it was like a really nice day. It was a perfect park day.
it was, yes.
Well, and I noticed even when we were there in December, people were not, the cast members at Epcot, Food and Wine was going on and people were snacking constantly and drinking constantly. And the cast members were not enforcing the mask requirement nearly as much as at Hollywood Studios and Magic Kingdom.
Yeah.
Yeah, right.
Um, but anyway, let's get into our trip recap a little bit. Let me give
Yay!
some specifics. It was We were there with our friends Sheila and Randy and Jagan. Um, and so they had their own room, and we had a room at Pop Century. They were staying at Caribbean Beach, and for us, it was four of us. It was myself and Cindy and Sophie and my mom. Um, and my mom is a senior. She is 78 years old, and she's going to kill me that I said that on a recording. But she doesn't very often watch, so I'm not going to worry about it. But you can tell her, Sophie, that I said her age on the internet, and she's internet famous now. But
And and make
but
my mother a
she did.
widow? I don't think so.
But anyway, she did not want a cart or scooter. She was like, I don't need a scooter. I want to walk.
Hmm.
Just, walk slower so I can keep up with you, kind of thing. And she did. And I mean, she walked, and I think at the end of the trip, she wished she'd had a scooter. But anyway, so that was our family dynamic, was Cindy and I and Sophie being our young gun, and my mom needing to take it easy. So from that perspective, the trip was much, much more geared, in my mind anyway, towards my mom. Because for her, Brenda, it was her first trip since Sophie was 5 years old.
Oh, wow.
So it was almost 15 years ago since she last went.
Oh,
And she
wow.
went to the Magic Kingdom with us for one day when we were visiting my grandparents in Florida. So that was the first time she'd ever stayed on property, the first time she'd
Yay.
ever been to Hollywood Studios or Epcot, and so it was a lot
That's
for her to
great to be
take
able to
in.
share that with her. Yeah.
Yeah, it was
That's
cool.
awesome. Yay.
It was really cool, wasn't it, Soph?
It was amazing. And you know what? You're right. It was kind of centered around Mima, but I'm not complaining.
No,
No, because it's an
because
honor to be able to do that and share that with her.
Yeah.
that, and it also it it's neat to be able to look at the parks in a different perspective because because of my mom's age and her health, she's not able to, and she has no desire to do any roller coasters. She has no desire to do the thrill rides. She wants to do the slow stuff and things like that. So for me, that was like, we were doing the slower things, the things that everyone enjoys.
Yeah.
Um, and the stuff, and we were able to focus a lot more on those things, more so than I think we normally would have,
Yeah.
and
Yeah,
kind
for
of
sure.
like kind of like our episode last week with the hidden magic, on how some of these things that are hidden magic you just zoom by because you don't even notice them.
Yeah, you're
Well,
on your way to trying to
you're
get
on your
somewhere
way to get
fast.
to the seven dwarfs or whatever.
Right.
Well, we had that happen to us. um, Sophie went on with Jagan and with Sheila and with Randy, and they went to go ride the
Slinky
thing
Dog
behind you,
Dash.
the Slinky Dog Dash. And we were like, well, we'll catch up with you because my mom didn't want to do the roller coaster. And so we went and we decided to go check out One Man's Dream.
Oh my gosh, I love
And
that.
we hadn't been in there, Cindy and I hadn't been in there in years, you know?
Then when you
And
left, you had to have a bunch of Kleenex.
yeah, to the point that we didn't realize that the movie was 16 minutes long. And we didn't realize that to my memory anyway, the seating for the movie was benches and now it's theater seats,
Oh,
which
I
I
haven't been in there
decided,
since then.
and I think it was benches before. I might be wrong on that, but that's what I always remember it. Um, and also, um, they have added stuff to the museum part that's related to Pandora and related to Galaxy's Edge and related to Toy Story Land and stuff like that. And I really like these incredible models,
Mock-ups, yeah.
cups and
They're
stuff like
really
that. That's
neat.
really cool. So
The
all that
neatest thing to
stuff.
me is Walt's office. I just sit there and just visualize him.
Yeah. But what was really neat was we were looking at the video of him in the backyard railroad,
Yeah.
and this lady was looking at it, and she was just mesmerized by it. So a stranger, just a guest that we came across, and we started talking with her, and she didn't realize that he had the railroad in his backyard and all that, so it was all brand new to her.
Yeah.
And we started talking about Walt's Barn out by Griffith Park,
Yeah.
and how a lot of that stuff is there now, and things like that. So it was really kind of cool. It was one of those, hidden magic things where it kind of just draws you in and you start talking about it, and
That's right.
how that led to the Disneyland Railroad and that led to the Walt Disney World Railroad and things like that. So it was
That's
just kind of,
great.
you know, but
Well,
we
while they were doing that, what did you think of Slinky for the first time, Sophie?
Oh, I really enjoyed it. I enjoyed it a lot.
It's really fun.
Mm-hmm.
But I mean,
Longer than it said it was going to be.
yeah, Aunt Sheila had said that the line was like 35 minutes, despite it being posted as like 50 minutes or something.
Mm-hmm.
We were in that line for about an hour and 10 minutes.
Yeah.
But it worked out, you know.
It did work out. It was nice.
And it was really kind of cool because we have an app called Live 360 for making sure everyone's safe. And when I happened to look at it, because I was like, are they going to get off this roller coaster anytime soon? Are they going to? Come on, people, because there's only so much you can look at a museum, and then we were waiting, and then I see, and it shows, and I knew exactly when they were on the roller coaster because all of a sudden it shows Sophie is driving, like she's driving the roller coaster, and it's like Sophie is driving 39 miles an hour or whatever. It was funny.
That is
So it was kind of cool. I knew exactly when they were riding the roller coaster.
great. That's great.
That app is scarily accurate sometimes.
Yeah. But we also Mom rode Mickey and Minnie, Runaway Railway. She was a little bit nervous because she wasn't sure how the motion would affect her. And but it worked out really well for her because our friend Sheila sometimes has some balance issues, and she talked about how she had no problems riding it and really enjoyed it, and that she didn't think my mom would have any trouble with it, and she didn't. So we did that, and it was one of her favorites at Hollywood Studios.
So well done.
So she really enjoyed it. So.
That's great. I'm glad she didn't chicken out and kind of. Sometimes fear can keep us from doing something we really should enjoy. So I'm really glad she did that, and I'm glad she was okay.
Yeah, me too. It was neat, and she enjoyed it. So, at Hollywood Studios, there's not as much stuff for her to do. We did Muppet Vision, and she enjoyed that. Oh, and by the way, we ate at Pizza Rizzo. I don't know if you've eaten there.
Not at all.
It is delicious.
Quick service. The pizza was absolutely incredible.
Great to know.
So good. It was totally worth it. Totally worth it.
Great to know. Great to know.
It was, if you want just to get a quick service meal and you don't want to have to try and make a reservation for Mama Melrose's or something, try Pizza Rizzo because it was so good. And we didn't realize, I don't think we'd ever eaten in that venue before. I don't remember what was there before there. I don't remember the name of it. I don't know if you remember, Brenda.
Can't remember off my head now what was there. It was
but it's such a big dining environment. It's like this huge dining location, and I mean, it's even got upstairs dining and like a balcony. You can sit outside on the first floor or from upstairs.
Like that place is.
It was huge. It was really good.
Great to know.
It feels like you could fit like, I don't know, 100 different parties in that building and still be social distanced.
Yeah.
That's great.
So if anyone remembers what Pizza Rizzo was before, then let us know.
Yep, I'm having a gray hair moment.
Yeah, me too.
You're becoming more frequent.
But anyway, so that was good. That was a really good dining location for us. Then Sophie and Cindy and Randy did Tower of Terror.
Yay!
And the rest of us kind of took pictures from that area, from the strip and so forth, while they were in line for that. We actually did, while they were in line, we also did the Lightning McQueen racing spectacular, which
Yeah.
is, I'm telling you right now, it's geared for kids,
Yeah.
and it's totally a kids thing. But we did it anyway because none of them had done it before. I'm the only one who had done it, and I like that kind of stuff. But it's really kind of cute, you know. It's
Yeah.
not something you necessarily need to do every single time, but it's kind of fun to see the premise of Chick Hicks hacking into the racing simulator to make it his own racing experience. Um, so it was kind of fun, and we did that while we were waiting. So,
That's good.
but
That
but
or
yeah,
getting ice cream is about all you can do back there if you're not going to ride Rock and Roller Coaster or Tower Terror.
yeah,
Yeah, you're right. But the ice cream is delicious, so
It is, and it's worth it for sure.
yeah.
After you ride.
Oh,
Of ice cream.
speaking of the ice cream place, that ice cream place right now in the mornings serves breakfast food.
Oh, I was gonna talk about the Plaza Inn.
Well, the Plaza's not till Sunday, so we'll stick with Hollywood Studios for just a little bit. But um, that surprised me that you can get something besides ice cream there. We
Yeah.
had we had an early lunch, late breakfast at the what's the place called, Sophie? Fairfax,
It is called the
where we
we
had the
just know
hot
it
dog.
as Rosie's.
Yeah, Rosie's. That's
Yep.
exactly what it is. Rosie's. That's where we had we had food there. I had a
That's where
burger.
we usually get lunch over there too.
Yeah,
Yeah. I
I
had
like to
chicken
sit and watch the
nuggets.
people go up and down the street.
yeah.
Yeah. It is a very nice place over there. Anyway, you were saying, Daddy?
I was just gonna say that um, my mom and Cindy split the foot long hot dog because that thing is too big to eat by itself. I
Mm-hmm.
can't even do it. And what did you have, Sophie?
Chicken nuggets.
Okay. That's what I thought, but I wasn't certain. So
Yeah.
anyway, but
Anyway.
as far as the our day at Hollywood Studios went, that was probably the one day that Mom did the least amount, because there's not a whole lot that's geared to like the more relaxed things, you know.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
our first
Yeah.
day, I kind of jumped around a little bit, but our first day was at Epcot, and
We
um,
were there for the Flower and Garden Festival, and this is our first time having gone there.
right, it's our first flower and garden festival. We had a good time.
Mm-hmm.
We it was really nice. We really loved all the topiaries.
And I
I
spent a
like
lot of money on snacks.
Yeah. Did you have a favorite, Sophie, topiary?
My favorite topiary, I believe, would have to have been the Winnie the Pooh topiaries over in the UK.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah, I liked those ones. Those ones were cute.
I liked them too. Let me I also liked this one. Let me pull it up. I'm going to share my screen
Mm-hmm.
because I now that I know how to do that, I really enjoy that. So Brenda's like, "Oh gosh." You see it?
Aww. Lion King.
Oh,
I love
yeah, that one was
topiary.
awesome too.
That's so cute.
I also like the one that I really liked was Kermit and Miss Piggy with Kermit on his bicycle.
Oh, yeah.
You remember seeing that one? Brenda, have you ever seen the picture of that one?
No.
Let me
Are you gonna share?
Yeah, I'm gonna pull it up. Let me see if I can find it.
Yeah, unfortunately, I don't have any of these photos on my computer aside from this one right here.
Which is fantastic.
Oh, yes, I love this picture to infinity and beyond.
For sure.
Here we go. Okay, let me share this one so you guys can see it, and then I will stop sharing photos because it's taken away. Let's share.
Yeah, it's okay.
Oh, that is so cute.
I think it's too. I think it's just really neat how they do that. You know?
He's got his hand up. That is so cute.
Yeah. I mean, it's just so neat how they make that happen, and
Oh, people are so talented, aren't they?
yeah.
Hmm.
So, but the
Thank you for
topiary.
sharing.
hmm
Hmm.
We also saw um, over at over by Journey into Imagination. We saw Sophie and Jagan and Sheila were doing the butterfly house. Um,
Yeah, butterfly garden. And I
yeah,
have a lot of beautiful pictures of butterflies. Jagan was trying to draw them,
yeah,
and
that's
she
true.
managed to get some pretty good sketches in, but they just kept on moving.
Yeah.
And you took a lot of pictures. You got a lot of pictures of them.
Yes, I got a lot of pictures.
Okay, we'll have to share those and maybe do. Maybe what we'll do is make a little picture for the end. The end of the episode,
Yeah, you're
like
right.
the Night of a Million Lights. Um, So get them to me, and I'll put them together. But
Okay.
also, while they were doing that, we went over towards Journey into Imagination, and we saw out in the garden, out in behind, on the grassy part,
Yeah.
we saw Winnie the Pooh, who was trying to catch butterflies. He had a butterfly net. But before him, we also saw Joy from Inside Out. She was out there. It was really kind of cool to see the characters out.
Yeah.
So that was
Yep.
neat.
Extra
Um,
magic.
yeah, it was kind of cool. Um, a couple of tips when you're going to the parks with a senior or someone that's a little older. My mom has a pacemaker and an AED and defibrillator kind of unit in her for her heart, and because of that, she did not go through the X-ray machines. You tell them where it is. You tell them that you have one. They don't put you through the X-ray machines. They take you to a separate place where you get checked for with just the wand that they use, and
Yeah.
they ask you where it's located, and then they go from there down so that they don't interfere with it. So if you have an elderly parent or someone going with you to the parks, then keep that in mind, because that's important for you to keep a handle on that. Um, the other thing that we didn't realize um, until like the last day was that for our Skyliner trips, with the Skyliner, normally it's got a slow move and you get on while it's moving. Well, if you're not comfortable with that, you can request a stationary Skyliner to get on and off at. And if you do that, then they take you to a different section and you get on it while it's stopped, and then they integrate you into the system. So if you're not comfortable with trying to get on while it moves, because it does wobble a little bit sometimes, then keep that in mind, because that we did that for my mom the first day. We did it with it moving, and it was a little bit harder for her, and then we learned we could do a stationary, and we did that on the second day, and that made it a lot easier for her. So,
That's great.
Yep.
just some things to keep in mind for you if you have someone that has some mobility issues. So,
And
and,
yeah,
and you don't have to have them in a scooter or a wheelchair or anything like that. You can just say, I need a stationary, you know, unit, and then they'll get you on it.
also, Daddy, I am sorry to interrupt, but my computer is on low battery. I will be right back. I need to grab my charger.
Okay. So anyway, That's weird that her screen went off. But anyway, the other thing about it was that those sorts of things are not something you always think about. And for me, one of the things um, that I think we should think about for the next time for her is maybe getting the special card with that you need if you have trouble standing in line. Because obviously, for her, standing in line was a bit much. You
Yeah.
know, for some of those lines, it was 45 minutes.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
so I think getting the disability card and getting a time, the way that works, if you're not familiar, for anyone listening, is that you fill out a form, you get a card, and you present it, and then they give you a time to come back. So you don't just automatically get right in the front of it. You're given a time when you come back, and then you basically bypass the line at that point. So you don't have to stand in line as much. You do other
Right.
things while you're waiting. So
And the Dash card is good for many different disabilities. People who
yeah,
can't wait in line for a variety of reasons, autism, people who just can't stand that long.
yeah,
Just a variety of reasons. So I think it's really helpful. And you just go to the guest services area there in the front of the park and they help you with that.
yeah. And you only need to do it for the first day, right? You tell them how many days you need it
Right.
for. So you only do it that first day. So we didn't do that. And probably thinking back, it might have been something that we probably ought to have done. But anyway, that's okay. Live and learn. And like I said, she had a lot of fun. So
Yeah.
our last day was Easter. There she's back.
Yeah,
Last day
sorry.
was Easter, and that was at the Magic Kingdom. And the Magic Kingdom opened at 8 a.m. and they closed at 9 p.m. And we got there about 9:30 or
Mhm.
so. And with it being Easter Sunday, I I saw a behavior I didn't realize what happened. And I don't know if you've ever been there for Easter, Brenda.
No, I don't think so.
But what we saw was in the morning, it seemed like the crowds were a lot more heavy. They're a lot heavier in the morning. And then as the day went on, it seemed like the crowds lightened up a bit. And Magic Kingdom on the touring plans was 3 out of 10. And in the morning, it was more than that. It was a heavier crowd. And I think my thought on it is that a lot of people are local and they come there for Easter morning for Easter, and then they go home around lunchtime to spend time with their families and have their Easter dinner and so forth. And that I don't know for certain, but it felt like the crowds really thinned out quite a bit in the afternoon. So
So is the touring plans scale based on 100% occupancy or have they scaled it to 35% occupancy? Was it 3 out of 10 out of 100% or out of 35%?
I don't know, and it doesn't say that I've seen. Um, I kind of feel like it's 3 out of 10 on 100% scale, which would make sense because that makes it 35%, thereabouts.
Yeah.
So that kind of makes me feel like it's geared towards a regular park day, but
Yeah.
but I'm not sure. But what was really cool to me is we did my mom and I did 10 rides, and Cindy and Sophie did 11 rides. And we got there, and the first place we went was to Friar Nook,
The Friar's Nook, yes.
the Friar's Nook, because they were
They
serving
got
breakfast.
great tater tots.
You're right.
Yeah, So my mom and Cindy had the sandwich, which was like a bacon, egg, and cheese on a croissant.
Yum.
And Sophie and I had these little donuts, cinnamon donuts, and they were good too.
You.
Um, and the sandwiches came with tater tots, and Sophie and I really liked our tater tots, so we had the tater tots too. They had a they had a menu item that I find a little suspect, and it was sausage gravy on tater tots, and I didn't think that sounded all that good.
Put on
So
biscuits.
I don't know on tater tots. But anyway, we ate there, and just for the that's a walk up and you order. It doesn't have mobile ordering, so we had to wait in line and order, which wasn't that bad. Um, and it's over by the Winnie the Pooh ride, and so what we found was that right now the Cheshire Cat is still closed,
Yeah.
and the seating over by the Cheshire Cat is like almost overlooked. It's right across from where one of the entrances is to Cosmic Rays, and so we got our food and we went back over there, and we had like a whole table to ourselves, and it was like there was no one there, but the chairs were all there for everyone to sit at and so forth. So it worked out really well for a great place. So if you're there and you're looking for a place to sit and eat, maybe look there because I
And if
don't
you're
think
looking for the Cheshire Cat tail, you can still get it over there. Thank God, because that's one of my favorite snacks on my top 10.
we got to do a top 10 snack list.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Topic.
Yeah. Yeah.
Anyway, I think we'll call that one. But after that, because I knew we had a lot to do, and I knew that Mom had been going for 2 days of walking, and this was her
Yeah.
third day. So we decided we would just hop right into the line and do Winnie the Pooh, and that's what was our first ride was Winnie the Pooh,
Mm-hmm.
and the line was about 25 minutes, so it wasn't bad. And with socially distanced, it comes down in front of Cheshire Cat and everything like that.
Yeah,
But it moves quick, so it wasn't bad at all.
Yep.
that's true.
But we did on that day. Mom and I did the Winnie the Pooh. I'm not going in order because I can't remember the order. We did Carousel of Progress. We
Nice.
did we did Fill Her Magic.
Uh-huh.
Nice.
It's a Small World. We did Peter Pan. We did Haunted Mansion.
Yep.
We did
Ariel.
Pirates. Oh yeah, we did Ariel.
We also did Pirates.
We did Country Bears,
Yep.
and we did Enchanted Tiki Room. My
Mhm.
mom 10 rides that day, or 10 rides / shows.
Great.
And the only other one that got added, it was I sent Cindy and Sophie along to do Big Thunder Mountain.
Mountain.
Yeah.
I'm like, you gotta go do it. Because I was looking at the touring plans and it was like a 10-minute wait, 14
Yeah.
minutes. Something like that. I'm like, you gotta go do it. I'll sit here, Mom and I will sit here and we'll just chill while we wait.
That's
And
great.
that's what we did. And our last ride was the Pirates of the Caribbean. That was the last ride. But of those 10, my mom really liked Carousel of Progress. She thought that
That's
one
great.
she really liked Peter Pan.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She thought that Haunted Mansion was okay.
Yeah, because apparently you kept talking.
Well, no, I thought she didn't like although they also she didn't like the moving contraptions as much. The ones that move when you get on them. But they slowed it down for her. They have a way of slowing down the speed of it
Mm-hmm.
so you can get on it a little bit easier, and they did that for her. Um, and she rode Pirates, even though she was a little hesitant about the drop. But she said the drop wasn't bad. She said that
Yay.
was okay. It wasn't. To her, I think she could take it or leave it coming
It
up.
was probably better than having a pacemaker and having the ghost pop up like that in the Haunted Mansion.
Yeah. You know what? Speaking of Haunted Mansion, did you think this also, Sophie, that it felt like it was enhanced?
It felt enhanced, but it also felt darker.
It
Like usually when I go into dark rides at Disney World, I don't have a problem seeing them. But with with the Seas of Nemo in Epcot, I had to pull out my flashlight so that I could see my way through the line queue.
That's true. That's true.
Yeah.
So yeah, the Haunted Mansion was also darker to me. I couldn't really see as much of the detail, even though I had my glasses on.
Well, to me, I felt like Haunted Mansion wasn't darker. What I noticed was in the graveyard scene, the effects on the ghosts seemed really much more impactful.
Yeah.
The way they made them up just seemed so much better to me than normal.
Mhm.
I don't know,
Interesting.
but yeah, I thought it was really good. You got to let us know what you think of it when you ride it in May.
I will. Speaking of that, did you ride Soarin' and where did you sit?
We did not ride Soarin'.
Oh,
My mom didn't want to ride it, and so we
I
didn't
got you.
even venture over there. So sorry, I let you down on that research
Oh
trip.
no, that's okay.
Um, and like we had talked about, I talked about in the group, the Tomorrowland Transit Authority was not open, and that was a bummer. That was such
Yeah,
a
for
bummer.
sure. That's a bummer.
But it is what it is. But you know what? We didn't expect that we would be there as late as we were at the Magic Kingdom that day. We we did not leave until park close.
Yeah.
You
That's
And
know,
good.
Daddy thought that we would be leaving like an hour or so before.
or 2 hours. I thought even maybe 2 hours. Like our thought was we had a 4:50 dinner reservation at the plaza, and I'll let Sophie go into the details of the plaza in just a moment.
Yeah.
Because she's been dying to. But I thought once we finish our plaza dinner that we might do one more ride and then head out. But my mom was game. She was on it. She was like, "Hey, we're here. Let's go."
That's good.
So tell us about the plaza, Sophie.
Okay, so the plaza was amazing, but it was very, very small.
It's a
I
small
thought,
restaurant, isn't it, Brenda?
It is a small restaurant for sure.
I didn't know it was that small. I had no idea it was that small.
Yeah, it's very small.
So,
yeah.
what
So
did you order, Sophie?
I ordered a Plaza Club, which is a ham, turkey, Swiss cheese sandwich, and it comes with mayonnaise and tomatoes, of course, but I didn't get those because I don't really like either. And it was delicious. I couldn't eat it all because they do serve big portions, but I ate a lot of it. And
Mm-hmm.
then for dessert at the plaza overshadows anything they could serve for dinner. I don't care what you order. Um, the dessert was, I can't even really describe it. I got a brownie sundae, and it was ice cream, chocolate sauce, all on top of two giant brownies, and then I got whipped cream, chopped nuts, and a cherry on top because I love those
Yum.
things. Yes, I couldn't finish it all, which
She
is
could.
very weird for me because I usually finish these things.
Yeah.
It sounds great.
And then my mom ordered the kids' meal, the grilled chicken, and it came with the side. I don't remember what fries, I guess. Cindy ordered the Plaza Burger, and I ordered the cheesesteak. And my cheesesteak, it says provolone, but it's a provolone cheese sauce.
Oh.
And I've decided next time I will get it without the provolone cheese sauce and instead ask for a side of mayonnaise because the cheese sauce was it was just okay.
Oh,
But
really?
the meat and the onions and the peppers and everything in the sandwich was really good. And I think if I'd have just added mayo to that, it would have been really good. But
Good to know.
yeah, and then for dessert, Mom shared off of our desserts. She didn't order dessert, but Cindy ordered the chocolate cake,
Mm.
and I ordered a banana split that was
Mm.
absolutely incredible. Oh my gosh, it was so good. Since it had bananas and pineapple, it was the
It's
only healthy
healthy.
thing there, you know? So much healthier than their desserts.
I
But
don't
it
know.
was
You
really
can't
good.
beat chocolate though. There's no beating chocolate.
That
Yeah,
chocolate cake was phenomenal, and that might have been why Mom had so much energy after dinner.
and our waitress, her name
Our-
was Aura, and she
yes,
was just a blessing. She was
she was
so nice
awesome.
and
Oh,
so
Laura
amazing.
was. She was awesome.
And
yay.
remember, she was coming to see how we were doing with our desserts, and you had said something about, I'm eating healthy. Look, my dessert has fruit in it. Because you had ordered a banana split, obviously. And I was like, well, by that logic, I am eating healthy as well because chocolate is derived from a bean, and technically that means chocolate is a vegetable. And Aura had heard this and was like, the amount of justification from this table just makes my spirits soar. It was so
Yay.
nice. We loved
That's
her so
sweet.
much. She was so great.
That
She
is
was
so
awesome. She
sweet.
was really good. So yeah, that was our first time eating at the plaza. But I don't like they said, you won't be your last, and I think they're right. So
Yeah.
That's great.
it
Did you
was
eat
good.
anything else on the trip anywhere that was remarkable?
Oh yeah, we ate at Tepanito for dinner
Mhm.
at Epcot.
Oh my goodness.
And we hadn't been there in 7 years.
So good.
Sophie, your birthday, right?
Yes, it was my birthday, and I didn't want you guys to celebrate it, just like Mommy didn't want us to celebrate her birthday this time.
We marked the
So
birthday
good.
because Cindy's birthday is in March, and we were there. We were there on April 2nd, and
Okay.
we said it was a and they said whose birthday? And Sheila and I both pointed at Cindy. She's like, and we're like, yeah, it is. And so they made her a birthday button,
Sweet.
and on the birthday button they wrote her name, of course, and they also wrote her name in Japanese. So I'm going to pull it up. Let me
Oh,
find.
that's nice.
Yeah.
What
There
did
we
you
go.
eat there?
I had the hibachi chicken,
Yum.
and oh my gosh, it was so good. Great, now I want Japanese tonight.
Yeah. Now I do too.
See how they did
Oh,
her
that is so
button?
sweet.
Mm-hmm.
And of course, I had to capture her with her On the Road with Mickey shirt.
That's great.
Yep.
So,
That's great.
but
I
anyway,
need to get me a pink On the Road with Mickey shirt before my trip. I'm adding that to my list right here.
oh yeah, that would be awesome.
Yep.
Do you want your name on it? I'm Brenda. She's Brenda. You know what, Brenda? I'm going off tangent a little bit, but we were driving. I think it was when Cindy and I were driving down to see Sophie in Florida. We were driving and we stopped in South Carolina at one of their rest stops. And I had on my shirt, my On the Road with Mickey shirt, and the one I'm wearing now, and it says, I'm Mike.
Oh God, that's
And
cute.
and all of a sudden, we were getting ready to get back in the car to keep driving, and all of a sudden, this guy goes, "Hey, Mike!" And I'm like, hey. And I turn around and he's waving at me because he saw my shirt.
That's clever. Where does it say I'm Mike?
On the back,
Oh,
because
clever.
Sophie and
Very
I
good.
made shirts up that
That's
because
great.
I was always saying, hey, I'm Mike and she's Sophie.
Sophie, that's
And
right.
she always says on the intro, I'm Sophie and he's Mike. And so she has one that says, I'm Sophie, and I have one that says, I'm Mike.
Yep.
And when we were at Disney at the cabins
Mhm.
in July, I had my shirt on, and and it was the first time someone ever noticed me with my shirt. And the guy goes, "Hey, Mike," and he goes, and I'm like, "How did he know my name?" Like, and then I remember, and he goes, "We just subscribed," and so he had just subscribed to our show, to our
That is
podcast,
great.
and he's my shirt. So
Great way to meet people for sure.
yeah,
That
yeah.
special Disney magic out there.
Once you figure out that they're not clairvoyant, they haven't like hacked you to know your name or stolen your ID or whatever, that you have something that says who you are right there, but that is pretty cool. But anyway,
Very
yeah.
good.
So do you want it to say your name?
Sure, yeah, that'd be great.
Well,
Okay.
you get
We'll
that.
make that happen.
That is great. Oh my gosh. So what did you have at Tupanito?
I had steak and scallops,
God, I want to go there right now.
and it came with udon noodles, and rice was served on the side, and the vegetables, and of course the yum yum and the this ginger sauce. Ginger.
Oh, sounds so good.
Oh, it was really good. It
I
was.
would get what Sophie got though because I always get chicken.
Yeah. I was gonna get shrimp, but Aunt Sheila has an allergy to shellfish, and
I do too.
I don't know. I just always avoid it when I'm eating with her.
Yeah, they had
Yeah,
to.
that's
She
very
has
kind of you, Sophie.
shellfish, so they had to order. They had to make hers in the back, and
Mm-hmm.
they couldn't make it on the stove. And same thing, I think, with Jagan with her wheat allergy.
Yeah, they do the same for me with my chicken because I can't have it can't touch where shellfish were.
Yeah.
They're
So
so accommodating. Oh my goodness.
yeah.
Disney is the best place to travel ever if you have food allergies.
Oh yeah, definitely. So that was we ate there at Epcot. We didn't have a table service at Hollywood Studios, but we decided if we bring mom back again, that we would make a 50s prime time, right, Sophie?
Oh yeah, definitely.
She'd probably get a real big kick out of that.
Yeah,
Oh, she would.
yeah, I think she would too. And then of course we told her about Crystal Palace. Crystal Palace is serving. They're just not doing the
Mhm.
characters.
Right.
If they had been doing characters, I would have made Crystal Palace over the Plaza. Um, so because she says she's not, but she's a big Piglet fan. She said that that's
Very
my
good.
niece Stephanie's favorite, but we always thought it was hers. So I'm going to stick with it being hers. But her magic band, we had ordered her a magic band, and it was a Minnie Mouse magic band. So
Sweet.
she enjoyed that as well. And she
Sweet.
specifically asked if she was allowed to keep it or if we needed it back. And I'm like, nope, that's yours. So she's got a
That's
souvenir.
great.
Oh, and she bought a souvenir to take home for when the grandkids come by,
Yep.
great grands actually.
Yeah.
And she bought an Ariel bubble
Bubble.
wand,
Oh, nice.
stick, and it makes the bubbles. And she really likes it, and she's already used it.
That'll be fun for a long time.
Yeah. So
That's great.
Yep. And then of course, while we're talking about souvenirs, I got this little guy.
That's right. He's so
Yep.
cute.
And he is a shoulder buddy, but because he doesn't show up in my background, I'm not wearing him on my shoulder. So he comes with this little patch, and what you do is you stick it under your clothes like this, and there's a magnet in it, and there's a magnet in his behind.
Bottom area.
Yep. So you can make him sit and see, no hands.
So cute.
Yeah.
Yep. And
That's got to be a favorite souvenir for sure.
that is a favorite. I really, really like it. And my mom was like, Sophie, are you going to buy this with your own money? And I was like, yes. And then she, in order to make sure that I did, she actually kept me behind and didn't let Daddy and I be in the same place when I was buying it because she knew that Daddy would probably buy it for me if she gave us the chance.
Yeah. Probably would have happened. She's right.
Fathers and daughters.
Yeah.
Can't replace that bond.
Yeah.
So anyway, so Grogu is hers, and she really wanted it to the point that she put some of her own money out towards it.
Yeah, and this little guy was like $20, so he better be worth it. And so far he is.
So for our resort, we stayed at Pop Century, and I asked specifically for a first floor room because I figured that would be easier for Mom. And we were given room 8113. It's building 8, first floor, and it was in the 90s building. And I think it's the only room or the only building that's for the 90s. Am I right on that, Sophie?
It is. There are 3 50s buildings, 2 60s, 2 70s, 2 80s, and 1 90s.
And what's interesting about it was that our room, even though it was a corner and it was on the first and it was the furthest away probably from the Skyliner, but it was like 20 feet from where our car was parked. So it was really easy to get to the car if we needed to and get back,
Mhm.
So it worked out really well from that perspective. But it was room 8113 if anyone wants to go. If you can go to touringplans.com, you can look up the room and see where you are. And it worked out for us. It was probably a little bit further away from the food and from the Skyliner than I would have liked, but it is what it is. So
I liked it for the Easter egg. Anyone who knows Pixar knows the A113 Easter egg. So the fact that our room was 8113 is just it's just a detail that I love.
Yeah.
Well, that really
Yeah.
worked out for you.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So that was it was a good visit. It was a great stay. It was great to take Mom into the parks, and she was a trooper for the whole thing. I mean, she did what she needed to do, and we all had fun, and it was really good. So
Yep.
Yay. I'm glad to know it.
I call it a successful trip, don't you, Sophie?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
All right. Well then, are
Okay,
we done
so-
talking about that?
I think so.
I
Yep.
wanted Mike to just cover really quickly the mobile magic because he
yeah.
experienced it and he's the first person that I'm talking to who's actually done it. I'm not going to put it on my iPhone or my watch because I'm a Magic Bands person, but I know it's going to be helpful for others out there to hear about how it worked.
Mm-hmm.
So you add it from your if you're just setting it up, you add it from your app, from the My Disney Experience app on your phone, and you get it all set up, and it shows you the tickets that you have that you can link into Magic Mobile, and I actually linked the tickets for me and my mom and for Sophie because those 3 were all in my Disney Experience account. Cindy has her own account, so her ticket was in hers. So
Mhm.
it doesn't show up on mine except for making fast passes and and boarding zones and stuff like that. But I had added them, and when you set them up, you can then elect to send them to your Apple Wallet. And if you do that, then and your phone is linked with your watch, then they'll show up on your watch under your wallet, under your Apple Wallet. And I tested it out. I tested it out on Epcot. I used Magic Mobile for getting into the park using my watch, and it worked as if my watch was a Magic Band. I put it right up to the reader, just like I would my Magic Band to the reader, and it registered it, and it said, "Hey, you got a green light. You're allowed to come into the park." And so I went into the park, and it was cool. I didn't do anything ordering from there. I did all my ordering still through the app because that's what I was so used to doing. So that worked really well for me. The second day when we went to Hollywood Studios, I used a Magic Band instead of my watch because I wanted to know if there would be any conflict having used the watch once with using my Magic Band. But there was no issue. It was as if they were the same thing, So I had no problem using my Magic Band or my watch for park access. And then the third day at the Magic Kingdom, I used my watch again, just because I really do think it's actually kind of cool. And it worked so easily, and it was really neat. I did not, like I said, I didn't get into any of the food ordering aspect of that. I just used the app and just did what I normally do for ordering, for mobile ordering. And that worked just as it always had. So it was cool.
Thank you. I'm
It
glad
was
to know
neat,
it worked great.
and it worked really well. I was pleasantly surprised. So
I mean, personally, I'm sticking with my Magic Bands, but yeah, it's not. It's kind of like, I think, with what people perceived of the Skyliner before it came around. People thought that it was going to be bad, but it's not bad.
yeah.
For people who aren't afraid of heights, it's not bad.
Yeah.
So it was good.
Well, thank you very much for that, because I know that's going to help.
Anything else that I forgot to cover that I said I would cover?
I don't think so.
I think that's everything.
Thank you, y'all did a great job covering your trip. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you for sharing.
Okay. Well, then
I'll do the same after my trip.
Yeah, I look forward to it. I look forward to hearing about it. So that takes us to this day in Disney history. So Sophie, you've got it. Take it away, honey.
All right. Well, this day in Disney history, this happened in 1945. And today, April 12th, an 18-year-old U.S. soldier named Robert Sherman was wounded in the knee while serving in Europe during World War II. Just weeks earlier, he had led half a squad of men into Dachau concentration camp, the first Allied troops to enter the camp after being evacuated by fleeing German military only hours earlier. The injury to his knee will force Sherman to walk with a cane for the rest of his life. For his service to his country, he will receive 2 battle stars, a combat infantryman badge, an American campaign medal, a World War II victory medal, and a European, African, Middle Eastern campaign medal and a good conduct medal. Starting in 1951, Robert and his younger brother Richard will begin writing songs together. Known as the Sherman Brothers, they will make Disney history. Coincidentally, U.S. President Franklin D. Roosevelt also dies on the same day in Warm Springs, Georgia.
Yep.
That is interesting. I did not know that.
I didn't realize that he died on the same day. I didn't think about that. But anyway.
War hero. What a
Yeah.
horrible time.
Yeah.
It just reminds you that a lot of these people who worked for Disney back then in the OG time, they are heroes more than we give them credit for.
You are
Even
so
Yeah.
right.
You're absolutely right, Sophie. And,
Mhm.
I mean, we talked about in previous episodes on different times of how, Disney pretty much shut down as an animation
They
studio
did.
and became more about a propaganda, not necessarily propaganda machine, but you know, bringing heart, giving encouragement to the troops and so forth, and some of the stuff they did. So
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
they had no choice. I mean, it was the war.
Mhm.
Yeah. That was
So
so interesting, Sophie. Thank you for that.
Yeah.
all
Okay.
right, so
Uh-oh, he's got that look on his face, Sophie. You getting ready?
It's time for the game.
I think you will get this one. Both of you, I think, will get this one.
Sophie will get this one.
Hmm.
I gotta put my glasses on though, so I can see. Okay, I am going to give two clues and maybe a third.
Okay.
This character was cursed as a child.
Mhm.
You already know it, Sophie?
Yep.
Yep.
Okay, well, Brenda, tell me who it is.
No, I want Sophie to do it.
Princess
Brenda,
Aurora.
Brenda, do you
Yeah,
have
I
a
thought the
guess?
same thing, Briar Rose. Thought the same.
Okay. Okay, well, my second clue was this character was raised as a peasant girl.
Yep.
Still sticking to it.
Well, you're right. It is Briar Rose. It is Princess Aurora. The peasant girl's name was Briar Rose. Um,
Good job, Sophie.
so
Yeah, that one was a gimme, Daddy.
You deserved it after last time.
she had two in a row where I got her. And I didn't think it
Yeah.
would be that easy, but I saw the look and I'm like, oh, wow. Okay.
Maybe I should start trying to do this.
No.
Oh no, you have to be the one guessing.
Okay,
Yeah.
that's fair.
Yeah.
But to be
Okay.
fair, Daddy, when it comes to the Disney princesses, I'm almost bound to get it.
I would hope so.
Like
Well,
you
I
could
have
have
some.
even
Did you
told.
know?
Okay, go for it.
Did you know, Brenda, that Aurora is on screen for a total of only 18 minutes,
No, I did not know that.
and she only speaks 18 lines throughout the entire movie.
I did not realize that.
Gotta go watch Sleeping Beauty tonight.
Talk about a bit part.
Yeah, I know.
Thing of it is that I did know those two things.
Yeah, I knew you knew that, Sophie. Brenda, did you know that the only lead character in a Disney movie who speaks less than Aurora is? Give me the character, Sophie.
Bambi.
Nope.
Um.
Dumbo.
Oh, you're
Dumbo
right.
has no lines, I think.
Yeah, nope, not a single one.
And then Aurora is Latin for dawn.
Mm-hmm.
And then one last did you know, but it has nothing to do with Aurora, has everything to do with the lead fairy.
Flora.
Mm-hmm. Do you know where they got the name Flora?
Flower.
Maybe, but it doesn't say that. That's a good
Means
guess.
flower, doesn't it?
It does mean flower.
Okay. Well, I think they got the name Flora because Walt Disney's mother was named Flora.
Oh, wow.
Maybe.
So, and Flora is the unofficial leader of the three good fairies.
And now we know why every mother dies in a Disney movie.
That is pretty sad that it happens that way.
You can tell what an impact that had on him when she passed, and he felt so responsible.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, that's my Disney Who's Who character. Stump the Sophie. Sophie wins.
That's right. Sophie wins. Woohoo!
And Brenda won too.
I have my own Did You Know about Aurora.
Oh,
Okay.
good. What is it?
And this is to show how easy Aurora would have been for me to get. You could have told me that she had violet eyes, and I would have known.
Okay. Well, you like Violet.
Yes, but she's the only one who has violet eyes. It has officially been marked that her eyes are purple, and she's the only Disney princess with that feature.
Very nice.
I didn't know that.
Mm-hmm.
So what color are Moana's eyes?
Moana's eyes are brown, I believe.
I think so too.
Okay. What about
Daddy, I don't know all the princesses. I only know Aurora.
Oh, okay. Well, that's good. Cinderella? Blue?
Blue.
Yes.
Okay. See, I knew that one. Who doesn't know that one?
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, Brenda?
Yes.
You're up, honey. What you got for us?
I have a Walt quote. My Walt Disney quote for today is, "Think beyond your lifetime if you want to do something truly great. Make a 50-year master plan. A 50-year master plan will change how you look at the opportunities in the present."
Nice.
A 50-year master plan. Now for Sophie can do a 50-year master plan, no problem at all. Me, my 50-year plan,
There is no way I could ever do a 50-year plan.
Your first trip to Disney, Brenda, was in 1979?
Yes.
So you're working on that 50-year master plan pretty darn well.
Oh, that's true. As long as it's not starting from today.
You are in year 42.
Yeah.
And
Yeah,
that
come to think of
plan.
that. That's right. My mother
So
planted
am
the
I.
seed.
So am I.
Yep. Parents have such an important impact on our lives.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yep. Yeah.
Yay!
All right. Well, that wraps us up, people. Next week, we have decided we are going to do our top 10 Disney snacks.
Yay! Food!
I want to hear Brenda's
My
Disney
favorite
list.
topic.
I want to hear Brenda's list. And you know what? The one thing, what's funny is when we were leaving Hollywood Studios, or some point during Hollywood Studios Day, which was Saturday, I said to Cindy, tomorrow I'm going to have popcorn and a Diet Coke because that's my favorite Disney snack. So I gave it away already. Well, guess what?
What happened?
I had a banana split. I did not eat a popcorn and a Diet Coke. Cindy did not have a Mickey Premium ice cream bar, which is on her top snack.
Oh no!
Because we were so full from what we ate for our dessert.
That happen. Yeah.
So, sometimes you gotta push those snacks down to the next time you're there.
Or you need to go without the meal and just have snacks that day.
That's an option too, but we didn't do that.
You could have done that with me, Ma.
That's true.
Yeah. So anyway.
Yay! I'm excited for top 10 Disney snacks.
Yeah, me too.
For both parts, so I know what 2 snacks are going to be on.
Yay!
The snack at
well, don't spoil it.
Yeah, don't give it away.
Okay. But I'm right? That'll be on your list, right?
Who?
You.
What did
Brent.
you say? Sorry.
The snack at Critter Country.
Oh, no.
Hey.
Well, I wasn't even thinking about adding any snacks from Disneyland or California Adventure because I have so many snacks at Disney World that I'm probably going to stick with that.
That's
Okay.
true.
Okay. Well, then we'll hold that one down for a few months till after Brenda gets back from Avatar, from Avengers.
Yeah, God, I can't wait for that.
Anyway, guys, I'm gonna wrap us up because I've drug us on way too long, and I'm going to say we hope you all enjoyed the show, and you will come back next week and hear about our favorite Disney snacks. And Sophie, Brenda, and I will
see
you on the road.
That one was horrible. Let's try that one again. We will
see you on the road.
See you on the road. That didn't work.
Oh my gosh. It's fine. It's fine. Leave it. It's fine.
All right. We'll see you on the road.